Nuke deal and the threat to Congress. If Congress doesn't go along with this deal, the president said he would veto any legislation that prevents successful implementation of the deal. To South Carolina Republican Senator Tim Scott on how he plans to deal with that threat. Senator, welcome to the program. The president says he'll veto any attempt to block this deal. That means you need 67 votes in the Senate to override that veto. Do you think you're going to get them?
Well, Stuart, I will tell you that does not sound like a statement of confidence when your first response is not to suggest the strength of the deal, but to stress the importance of a veto if you don't go along with the deal. I wonder why there's trepidation and fear out there about us moving forward with the deal. Perhaps it's the fact that within just a few years, 5 years or so, they could see the lifting of an embargo on arms. Perhaps it's the fact that at the end of the first 10 years, or the only 10 years, that we'd find ourselves with Iran being able to have a nuclear weapon. This deal, as far as we can see so far, does not stop Iran from moving forward with a nuclear weapon. Okay. It simply presents a timeline for it. So finding the votes in order to override a presidential veto, as we dig into the details of the opportunity or the deal itself, we will figure out whether or not we have those votes, but today it's difficult to say whether we have them or not.
President Reagan, when he negotiated with the Soviets, he said, you got to trust, but you've also got to verify. Do you trust the Iranians, and do you believe that this deal allows us to verify that they do what they say they're supposed to do?
Well, absolutely, I do not trust the Iranians in this situation. I will simply say that it's very hard to make a good deal with bad actors, and so far what we've experienced in the past is lost opportunity after lost opportunity because we could not trust the other side to do what they said they were going to do. And frankly, now we're hearing new language presented to us, not inspections anytime, anywhere, but as needed. There's a softening of the language, which suggests to me the deal will not be to my liking.
I have not heard any passionate defense of this deal. I've heard plenty of intense opposition to the deal, but I've not heard passionate defense. Have you?
I have not, honestly. I've heard some folks say they need to take a step back and look deeper into the deal. My friends on the left, I will simply say that, as Netanyahu said, Prime Minister Netanyahu said, historic mistake. This is a real challenge for the world. Not simply for the United States and Israel, but for the entire world. This deal stands as a challenge for all of us to take a look at.
Republican Senator Tim Scott, South Carolina. Thanks very much for joining us, Senator. We appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes.